Hello, you sexy Pokemon trainers, and welcome back to Incensed, the Pokemon Go podcast. I'm Casual Coops, aka the Poffin King, and as always, I'm going to introduce the man who's dropped the trainer club for Brandon Tarn. It's Pogo Milo UK. The man who swapped his Bud Light beers for a cheeky Peroni. It's Ian Waterfall. And the man who does more polls than the London Mayor. It's Masterful 27. Boys, how are ya?
Good, mate. Good. Cracking intro.
Do you know what, Coops? I'm going to say it. That's probably my favourite intro so far today.
Is it really?
Absolutely.
See, that's what happens when I get a little bit of time and I send the show notes over 24 hours before.
That's a new personal
How you doing,
best.
buddy? How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you, lads. I am absolutely sweet as a nut. But before we do start today's episode, it is time to tap down an incense. Do you get it, boys? PV.
That's 4 incense, right?
Yeah, I've got 4.
4-hour podcast. There we go.
I love the fact they just ignore the GBL. But tap down on an incense, and do not forget to tag us on Twitter at Incense Podcast if you do get a shiny or something decent while listening, because you could have a chance to feature on Shinies of the Week.
Coops. Last week we decided it was going to be hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Oh, so are we still? Sorry, bro. Sorry. Are we?
Recent
Yeah,
edition.
and what Ian said. And yeah,
And what Ian said.
exactly, Marky Boy, and what Ian just said. Now, I'll tell you what, Ian, funny you say that. Talking about last week, like, all jokes aside, when I was at work, I listened back to, I think it was on Tuesday afternoon, the unscripted, uncensored episode, and hands up, I really enjoyed it.
It was really good, wasn't it? It came out very, very well.
Yeah, it had a surprisingly good flow, particularly when I was editing it, gotta
That's
say.
particularly down to the editing, I think.
And to be fair, Milo, the edit was amazing. But honestly, when I was listening back, I was like laughing. I was like, I am pleasantly surprised at how well this turned out.
But you know what, Coops? It's not because we're funny, it's because of the edit.
yeah, to be fair.
There's only so much you can polish a turd. Like, you've got to have good content to make it work.
Exactly. Don't put us down in too much there, mate. It was bloody good, and Milo made it even better.
Exactly.
Well,
No, but honestly though, I was cracking up. Like, I kind of feel like we should do that sort of every so often. And Ian, you made me laugh because I got a tweet from you earlier, and someone had tweeted at Incense Podcast, and they said this was unscripted. I thought they were all unscripted.
Yeah,
That either
that's
shows
right, yeah.
how bad we've been for 16 episodes or how good we were for 1.
But that, Ian,
They're
get this
kind
off
of
your
right there
chest.
because-
Because I know you want to get this off your chest.
Because we use the term unscripted wrong. None of our shows have ever been scripted. We have bullet points in the show notes, but there is not a script. We literally use them as a starting point and then just go from there. So
Wait,
every
Ian,
show
Ian.
is
You
technically
got the pause
unscripted.
in there. Did you notice that? Even at the end, you
Yeah.
got the pause in. It was like, anyway.
You can't miss an Ian pause.
It's for emphasis.
And see, talk about an Ian pod. You know what winds me up? You edit it so well. I don't think we've actually ever experienced the proper Ian pause yet. We
Pause,
haven't.
no.
We haven't.
Because we always put sound effects in there so the
but the
viewers
chip-
don't think that the podcast has ended.
But the chirping sound noise should go on for longer for the pause, shouldn't it? Because I think you're
It, do,
generous.
it does. I generally shorten them slightly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ian has the second proof, so
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, that made me laugh, Ian. When you was I can look at this, and then all of a sudden the round of applause came in, and I was like, that was Ian that did that.
Yeah.
But Milo didn't do it, and I said if he didn't, I'll put it, and it was there.
there's no chance of me putting that round of applause in.
But I tell you what, lads, though, it absolutely made me die. So yeah, I loved it. But going from unscripted back to the boring format, it is now time for the getting to know you section. So, gents, obviously last week we did miss this completely out, and Marky Boy, you're going to absolutely die at this. I did the same as you. I went on Google and I typed in top 5 spicy questions to ask males.
Well, that went well the first
Well, that's where
time.
it came from, is
Yeah.
it?
And this wasn't number 1, I'll be honest. Number 1 was a little bit weird, and if I asked it, you'd all be like, Coops, really?
What was it about superstitions?
No.
That's a good one.
Oh my God. No, I'm not even going to say it. But this one's, like I said, I typed in spicy questions and I thought, oh, this one's a right laugh. my first initial thought was OnlyFans. So the question is to you all boys, and we'll go around one at a time. I don't mind who goes first, but what are your thoughts on online dating and online websites such as Match.com, Tinder, and sort of applications like that? What is your thoughts on the online dating scene?
I'll get in first. I think they're absolutely brilliant. I think there's certainly a place for them, and that's how I met my wife. So there
Mark,
you go.
Was it really?
Damn.
That's fantastic.
Yes, it was. Yes, and we went on 3 first dates through Match.com over a period of a couple of.
I thought you were going to say Grinder then.
Yeah. Over a couple of years, and we finally decided to start dating properly, and now we're married. So there you go. I'm a big advocate
congrats.
for it. So
Mark,
very
Mark,
good.
oh, mate, that is honestly, brother. I was a bit hesitant when I typed in the top 5 spicy questions. I was like, oh, I'm a bit unsure, and I thought, do you know what? If there's someone that's going to ask it, it's going to be me. And I did not expect that. That's fucking amazing, bro. That's actually lit.
There you go. Follow that one, guys.
I'm going to retain my tagline of being the boring bastard on the podcast. I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts on it. Yeah, they're a useful thing. I personally never had any experience with them because I met my ex when I was 17 at school and only broke up with her 8 and a bit years later. So I've never had the experience of using them. Ask that question again in a couple of weeks. You never know.
It's getting tough, Milo. Yeah, it's getting
So I
tough.
take it you're doing a bit of swiping then, Milo.
Bit of swiping. Well, the OnlyFans shoots aren't enough anymore.
Milo's going to go from tapping to swiping. Oh my God, Ian, what about you, fella?
I'm in a similar vein as Milo, really. I've never really been single. I've been in long-term relationships pretty much since...
It's not the
I was
flex
old enough to
game.
date.
It's not the flex game yet, Mister. I've never been single. I'm so good looking.
I'm going somewhere. I am single now, but we've talked about my ex, and yeah, I was with her for, again, 8 years. And in the last sort of 2 years since I've been single, I tried Tinder. Found it a bit shit. I just thought, fuck it, we'll do it real life. We'll do it IRL. So at the moment, just wait and see what comes along.
That's mad though. So like you said, you have actually tried Tinder and like you've just not. It's just been. I feel like I've heard like there's loads of fake people and loads of fake profiles on it and stuff like that. Is it like that or not? Like
I think
didn't
there
really chat
are.
with
I've
people
heard
long
some
enough
stories.
before. Yeah.
There's
I mean,
fake
you
profiles
think-
on everything, though. There's always fake profiles everywhere you go.
Coops, you've seen Catfish, haven't you? I mean, come on.
I've got to be honest with you.
Enough said.
I've got to be honest with you that there's one clip that will always stick in my memory to the day that I die. And obviously this guy gets catfished. And obviously it's this other guy that turns up and he's like, but how? Like, you don't sound anything like the girl I fell in love with and who I was talking to. And then this guy literally like put on this voice and he was like, yeah, so you know, and like came this guy and I was like, that is nuts, bro. I was like,
just mess with your head.
yeah. So it does happen.
Crazy.
What about you, mate?
Milo, Milo, man, look at me and you sticking together tonight. But I've actually, on my mother's life,
That was me that asked that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
no, wait.
I didn't open my mouth.
No, I mean, wait for my answer because I've got the same opinion as Milo. I've actually, hand on my heart, my mother's life. I've never been on a dating app in my life. Like, I've just sort of wherever I've been in college and jobs and wherever I've traveled to, I've been around a group of people. And if I was in a relationship, it would be with someone in that kind of group. So, like I said, I've never been on a dating app ever. So, I'm like Milo. I'm gonna be a bit boring in that aspect. I've got no funny stories from it, but I agree with Mark that I think they're fantastic and I think they're an amazing thing. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of weirdos on them. Like I said, I've never experienced it, but I can imagine.
I'm not on it anymore, Coops. Don't worry.
He's removed his 8 profiles.
yeah.
And I'm not on it yet.
Ian's now on his phone, like remove that.
Coops, I've got a question for you then. So obviously you've been in the dance industry, you've said that, and you're around like tons of girls. It must be like being in a box of bunnies, surely.
I was gonna say, I'm not telling you how many people I've slept with. That's for another Patreon tier.
OnlyFans?
Yeah. No, obviously in the dancing industry, the percentage of male to female, just in general, is obviously, I would say, you know, going off the cuff now in 2021, I'd say about 75% to 25% female to male ratio. And yeah, it's all right, mate. It's good fun. It's all right.
What's the gay to straight ratio?
Honestly, mate, I would say it's split straight down the middle. I would say, you know, like I said, if I'm taking my 25%, I would say 12.5 is straight. and 12.5 is gay, or even that I'll do 10, 10 and 5 is bisexual if we wanted to get.
So your opportunities are massive.
Ian. Ian's trying to TM away frustration. But yeah. No, but
I'm going to become a dancer, Coops. So yeah.
Started late. What was the motivation to get laid?
Could you imagine? Ian at a fucking college audition, like, why are you here? He's like, for the girls.
That's why you're anywhere, isn't it?
Oh yeah, true. But anyway, lads, I enjoyed that. But yeah, like, just to top it off, like, I think like what Mark said, that's a lovely story, Marky boy. I absolutely love that. And yeah, man, I think they're amazing. Like I said, a lot of weirdos, but I think a lot of people do genuinely meet through dating apps, dating websites, and end up and have a big family and have an amazing life together, and Mark is one of them. Oh, so Ian, for God's sake, I'm now going to go over to your favourite part of the... guys, I hate the flex game. Why do I hate it?
It's only because Milo always wins.
Coops, there are several things you could pick that you could win. You know this.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, but I don't know why. I'm just not a fan of the flex game. But it is now time for the flex game.
Flex it up, flex it up.
We've got Mark's vocals this time.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is why Coops doesn't like this section, because it's the only one that isn't sung by him.
So no, that is not.
That's why
true.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah. That is not fucking true, Milo. Get me. Flex it up, flex it up. That is not fucking true. Let me tell you, yeah. When I heard that on last week's episode, I was dying with laughter. It was like perfect.
It was like, perfect.
Literally.
I liked your no.
I put something on there called Lost in Space reverb.
Gotta love a bit of reverb. But yeah, no, I just don't like the flex game. I don't know why, but I just don't. So anyway, gentlemen, I want you to go to your badges, and I want you to get up the badge, which is called the Niantic Deceiving Badge.
So Wayfarer, yeah.
What?
Can anyone find that one? Oh no, wait, we've just got to go to the Stardust in Go Battling. Joking. We're gonna jump into that later. We're gonna get into that later. No, boys, listen, we just had GIBLE Com Day, so come on, Dragon Badge, let's do it. Who's going first?
I'll go first. I've got mine here. 2614.
Okay, Marky boy.
2541.
Oh, this is between me and Milo. Okay, go on, Milo. You go first.
8,940.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Every time.
I didn't realise I caught that many. Fucking hell!
All right, well, I'm not even going to say mine because it's not.
No, you have to. Come on.
All right, 5,200.
Still solid. Still
That's still
solid.
A good performance, Coops.
Oh my god! Wait, I've got more than Sue. Oh my god!
I've got more than Sue for once.
Yeah.
I actually win something.
Did I win that one, Coops? Because it was the person who just got it. Is that
it was the lowest, wasn't it? Yeah.
Lowest one.
Oh yeah, Mark got his on GIBLE Com Day. Congrats on that, by the way.
I got mine on GIBLE Day.
Well, Ian, you got yours as well, though, didn't you?
I got mine on GIBLE Day. Yep.
Tell you what, boys, you can have that as long as you give me Milo in the shoot later.
You had him the other day.
I always want him.
Off.
I always want him. Talking about a Dragon Badge, come on, man. This time last week was, I would say, and I've said it before, the best day in Pokemon Go history. Let's have a little chat for 5-10 minutes, because honestly, I just loved it so much. How was everybody's GIBLE community day?
Fucking epic. Absolutely epic. It honestly, I think, best com day we've ever had, ever in history of the game.
I'll second that. Yeah.
Really, really enjoyable. It had the best of everything. Best of the 6-hour play from home, best of like the old days, the rare spawns and all of that.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I got to spend the day with Ian, which is fantastic.
Oh yeah. By the way, boys, I watched both your videos. It was honestly, I was actually welling up a bit. Like, I don't know about how Mark felt, but honestly, like, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait till we could all four of us be together. I was really...
It was bad though, because we hadn't got Mark's number, so we couldn't FaceTime him.
I was going to say, Coops. Part of me was thinking, oh, you lot can fuck off then, right? Obviously, blame the rural phone signal not to try and ring me, but actually, it's just enough a number.
Well, let's exchange phone numbers privately, then we can video call you next time.
Yes.
It's a date.
But Mark, what about you? What did you think of the...
I was trying to record because I feel the same. We've said it was fucking epic, and it was fucking epic. The last com day that I felt this buzz for was Larvitar com day. And I loved Larvitar com day when it came out, because that was a rarish one. T-Ra, obviously, Tyranitar big one at the time. And I had a great day, you know. It was the 3-hour big group of people in the park, you know, and obviously it's changed a lot. But oh my Jesus God, it was the first one since we've had the play at home editions that I've gone, I'm going to hit this fucking hard. I'm going to hit this hard. I'm putting my whole weekend around the com day, and I've never done that before. And I was literally like, out. I was just going for records and everything. I just wanted to hit it as hard as I could. And it was amazing.
You did do pretty well, actually, even despite the rural.
The spawns were met. I said to the guys before we were recording, I caught over 800 on the com day, and I checked more. I ran out of balls at a point. So.
Yeah, that made me laugh when you were like, I've got 10 balls left. I was like, everybody has.
And I will mention it because like, at the time when I was watching it, I didn't realise I had like silver pineapples. There's me trying to catch it with no berries on a red ball, and I had silver pineapples there. And someone said to me, why didn't you use the silver pineapples?
I did wonder whether you had like golden berries or silver berries.
I had no golden berry. I had no raspberries, but I had a golden pineapple. But anyway, Coops, how did you find it, buddy?
Yeah, mate. Like, I have never even caught on a community day. I think Machop was the only one I got about 1,000, because obviously another one to really care about. But even then, I didn't grind it. Whereas for this one, like, Milo will be really proud of me. Actually, I think all of you would. Like, I nearly caught 1,500 gibbles, and for me, like, wow. that's like
really good,
massive. And then I go on Twitter and I've got people like 2.8k catches. I'm like, oh, fuck off.
I mean, I was at Milo's park and I didn't get anywhere near 2,000. Milo probably did. I was nowhere near.
I encountered 2,100 plus and caught nearly 1,800. I think it was.
Nice.
Are you sure it was 1,500, Coops? Because you were hungover, weren't you? It wasn't like 100.
Yeah. I was going to say, he played it with a hungover, which I have done for a com day. That should be, there's the rural multiplier, and then there's the hungover multiplier.
Yeah.
I think that one trumps it, doesn't it?
Yeah, for real. But no, do you know what I like, boys, about the whole thing is that it was an event which, as we've all expressed, hasn't happened in a while, that everybody that I was with really wanted to be there. Like, everybody actually wanted to be there, wanted to play from start to finish, and wanted to grind and wanted to have a great time. You know, people don't feel like that on the second Charmander community.
No, exactly. Well, like, I'll say this, because Mark was playing sort of rural on your own, and Coops, you were driving around with your mates, hundo hunting. In my local park, like, we saw people who hadn't been out playing com days for over a year came out. People who literally had given up the game 2 years ago came out to play GIBLE com day. It was that ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was awesome. So good.
Well, like you said, I saw Ariana Grande. She texted and tweeted on the day saying that she was playing it as well. Now a colleague had got all the balls for us, so she was having a blast. And the network held its own.
Yes,
it was.
Credit to Coops' mate Ash. Your bug report clearly got their asses in gear. A shiny slowpoke in the gallery.
You got a shiny.
That's Andrew 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, I'll get in there. I still need shiny slowpoke.
So come on in, Kels and Andrew, Mr. Shiny Slowpoke. Before I ask Ian how his day was, come on, tell us, how was yours? Was it fun? Was it good?
Yeah, we had a really good day. We went out for a nice walk. We didn't grind as hard as we were going to, purely because we'd just moved house, so we were shattered beyond belief. But we still went out for the whole day, and we had a bit of normality. Like Milo just said, we met up with our friends who haven't played it properly really for the last year because they've been a bit bored. And we went and had a pub lunch. We stuck a lure on, and it was perfect.
Sounds
and I think
lovely.
I got 34 shinies.
No, I beat you for a change. I got 33. But the best thing was, no, I never beat her. But the best thing was, and
wait, didn't she just say I got 34 and you went, I beat you, I got 33?
Well, that's how Flex Up game
she
rules,
did not
isn't
get
it?
34.
I'm like, all right, 33 then.
But as Kel said, the best thing was that whilst we were grinding, it was the fact that we met with some friends and sat in a pub and had lunch. It was the first time in over a year I felt inverted commas normal.
Oh,
and that's difficult for me to say.
Nice.
Plus shiny gibble.
That's yeah.
Well, guys, thank you. Well, I should say, inverted commas, thank you for coming on the podcast there. And Ian, what about you, fella?
It was
been very quiet.
Well, you know, I'm never one to sort of butt in and
he hasn't
chime
recovered
in,
from the grind session.
He's preparing his pauses.
His feet are crying.
It was epic, wasn't it? I mean, it was a long day. Don't get me wrong. It was a very, very long day. And this is where the pauses come in. 1, shiny GIBLE. 2, hanging out with Milo. 3, trying to keep up with Milo. And 4, beer and pizzas after. I mean, perfect combination, really.
And Ian, what did I say in the intro? And the beer, it wasn't a Bud Light, it was a bloody Peroni.
Okay, I've got a confession
Peroni
here.
Zero, go on.
I've got a confession here, and Milo will back me up. I said to her, "What bottled beers do you have?" And she says, "We've got Peroni." That was it. If they'd got Bud Light, I would have had a Bud Light, but they only had Peroni in bottles, so I had to have it.
All right, guys, let's redo the intro. No, I'm joking. But boys,
it was nice. It was nice.
No, good. But I'm going to be a little bit controversial. Like, what did everybody think of the XL candy drop rate, right? Because for me personally, like I said, I'm not talking non-weather boost, none of that crap. I'm just talking. It just felt a bit lower than usual, in my opinion. And I've done community days that aren't weather boosted, and I've caught 600, 700 Pokemon, whereas here I caught double for GIBLE. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but it kind of feels like Niantic went GIBLE Com Day, but the XL candy, we're going to hold that back till for another 2 years. We're going to hold that back. Like, jokes aside, what did everybody else feel like?
I think you're right. I caught a fuckload of GIBLE and I got 190 Candy XL.
What was that? It
190. That is all I got.
That is really.
And then
bad.
obviously the ones that you transferred afterwards as well.
I've not transferred them all yet. I'm saving them for trades, but I do need to transfer a few. Yes, yeah. But even so, I'm going to get nowhere near the 296.
That surprises me because for me, I actually found like I was getting quite a lot of XL candy on it. I got over 300, and I started the day with probably about 6 of that.
That was pretty.
And I found with catches I was getting 1s and 2s on some of the catches I was getting. So. But I have seen a lot more people. I mean, I set out the original task of getting 296, which I did, and I've never done that on a com day. But then
really, mate?
But it's the first one I've really hit hard. So, like I said, I've probably only got 100, 120 on average on a com day. Strange.
I'll get a bit more mathematical with it because I can compare it to.
Come on, the trainer club. Come on, Billy.
Everybody knows I like to grind. I grind a com day as hard as I can, and every single one that's had XL candy available, I've grinded the fuck out of it. And Machop, Roselia, inadvertently Fletchling, and Snivy, I each got about between 750 and 800. Snivy, I caught about 250 less Snivy on the com day, and I got about 770 XL candy. GIBLE, I caught 1,750 plus and only ended up with 502.
So that was a drop.
That is a.
Do you have an XL candy diary, Milo?
I've got videos, mate. I watched them. Machop, I got enough to be able to max 2 or 3 to level 50, whereas GIBLE, I can only do 2 Hundo Garchomp to level 50. That's it. So it definitely dialed down, and I agree with you, Coops.
To be honest, I'm just glad that you lot agree with me because I'm telling you, man, something was definitely off with the XL candy. And I put a little tweet. I actually had to deal with some flipping keyboard warriors. And I actually think, Milo, you protected me, right?
I had to. One of them was just such a tosser.
Yeah,
he was like,
proper.
"Oh, you will grind as hard as you want, or as you don't. Just don't complain because you're lazy." I'm like, bro. The guy makes YouTube videos. He got 700% GIBLE. What the fuck are you talking about, you cretin?
Hey, this is why I think Ask the Intern should literally be about fucking what
Ask
people's tweets. Yeah, honestly, it's funny as hell. But no, to be honest, I'm completely glad we all agree. And boys, I'll be honest, I'm just so glad we all had an amazing and a fast day. But I tell you what isn't fast. This flipping slow event. What is this about?
Oh my God, don't even.
This is going to be a very short section dedicated to this event. When normal spawns are better than a dedicated event, something's wrong.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
And I'll be honest, I think that's it. I think that's all we need to say on that, right?
I think that pretty much covers it.
I'm struggling to think of things to film. Like, it's actually that bad.
And it's one of those things like the megas, the whole mega Pokemon situation, how it was introduced is so bad. It's like when they release a new one, like, does anybody like actually care? You know what I mean?
No. Well, you don't even need to raid for it now. You can do quests.
I need shiny Slowpoke, so that's the only reason I'm playing for it. But I like the fact that Shiny Slowbro's out in the wild. That's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
No,
that
it's
is
nice.
Cool.
That is nice.
That is cool. But gents, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right before we move on to a really exciting segment of this episode. I do just want to say Niantic have officially tweeted out the next 2 dates for community days in July and August. So make sure you go over to their channels and check them out. I'm not going to read dates because, as we know in the past, I fucking read them wrong.
I can say the dates.
Okay, go on then, mate. Yeah. Go on.
Okay,
go on.
So this was from the Niantic's blog post. So actually, Niantic, their own Twitter, tweeted this out, not Pokemon Go. But Saturday, July the 3rd, will be July's Community Day date. July's Com Day will be announced on June the 21st. And August the 15th, which is a Sunday, will be August's Community Day date. And August Com Day will be announced in July at some point. We don't know any more details about them, but book those dates in.
Let me tell you, Trainer Club, I could not have said that any better. Well done, fella, well done.
I've got some more stuff for you guys. Hang on. They actually made some recognition on this blog post to rescheduling the postponed Safari Zone events for Philadelphia, Liverpool, and St. Louis. They actually said we're working on getting these live events working again, probably for next year. So that this is the first time they've made reference to those postponed Safari Zones, which is really nice to hear.
You know what I always think, yeah? Whenever I make a reference to you, Milo, about the training club, I always think, like, imagine if we actually got him on here one day. Like, legit. Like, it would just be so
It would be really weird if we didn't get on.
You're sitting there going, Billy, I love you. And he's like, shut up, Milo.
Please like me.
What do we think, Marky boy? One day, hey mate, one day, brother.
One day. I don't know who'll get more out of it, Billy or Milo, but
it depends if Milo invites him to an OnlyFans shoot.
I think we'd have to be the witnesses anyway if it did go to a tribunal or something, or like an HR flipping case. But either way, we can dream. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be lovely. That
if he ever comes on, we will have to make a pact to be like, we cannot ask him to film an OnlyFans shoot with us.
No.
We also can't talk about infographics, or he might be the first guest to do a walk off.
What a title, though.
Yeah, right. For real. Clickbait at its finest. But I tell you what, I do just want to say a massive thank you to man like CaptBunzo, one of our amazing Patreon members. We love all of you guys. But CaptBunzo came up with the idea of kind of adding in just a few more games and not having the same ones religiously every single week. And we kind of all fell in love with that idea. We think it's a fantastic idea. So as the weeks go on, we're going to introduce some new sort of, not games, let's say segments.
Features.
And a new one. Yeah, features. Exactly, Ian. And a new one that we've got on our Discord is called Letters to the Hosts.
Yeah, so I've got the honour of introducing this new segment. You can basically partake. We've got a chat channel in the Discord if you're on that, or you could direct message us, I believe, on the Incensed podcast Twitter. You can direct message us, or you can direct message one of us on Twitter as well. Let us know. This is basically a story about you playing the game, an experience you had that you, I don't know, would like to share. We're sort of just leaving it quite open-ended, to be honest, and seeing what we get. The first story we've got was sent to us via our Discord from Chris, so thank you very much for sending this in. I have a story that I have shared elsewhere. I don't mind retelling it here. Anything that helps break the stigma around mental health is a good thing in my book. You might find it hard to believe because I'm hard to shut up these days, but in 2017 I was very ill. I had a total mental health breakdown. I was unable to look after myself or go to work, and the only person I could be around in person was my husband. I couldn't even leave the house on my own without freaking out. But in December of that year, after many months of recovery, it was Ho-Oh, as my favourite Pokemon, taking its first of subsequently many turns in raids that drew me out to interact with other people and build up some confidence again. I have kept that very first Ho-Oh that I caught as a reminder that things could always be worse. And here is that Ho-Oh. They've sent us a picture of their very first Ho-Oh they caught, and honestly, that is a really, really amazing story. Really amazing message behind it. So thank you so much for sending that through.
And lads, this was the reason why we wanted to add this segment in, and we wanted beautiful and lovely stories like this. So so Chris, thank you so much for letting us share that. And we've got a few people on the chat, the Patreon members. They're saying that some of them have got some tears. So that was a beautiful story. And once again, thank you for sharing, and thank you, Milo, for losing your virginity to the Letters to the Hosts, mate.
What a great experience.
Bless you. Fantastic stuff. So, chaps, moving on. Of course, it's me. We're going to talk about a controversial topic, and we're also going to talk about, you ready, Ian? Go Battle League.
No!
do any of so boys, before I talk about this, does anybody know what happened earlier on this week with Niantic and the Stardust in GBL? Does anyone have any idea?
No.
I do. Check social media.
Mark, as a bloke that was banging out his battles last week, I'm disappointed that you didn't know.
I can't compare it to anything because it's the first time I've really gone for it. So I was getting Stardust at the end of each set and I was all right with it. So what's happened then?
Yeah, they nerfed the amount of Stardust that you could actually get at the end of season 7. So in season 8, you're not getting as much as you was. But then I think Coops will correct me. They announced that they was going to give Stardust bonuses out, which would pretty much just take you back to what you would have been getting last season anyway.
Do you have to battle for that, or does it just come as one lump sort of a Stardust?
So what I'll do is if you don't mind, especially for the listeners as well, if they're not really into PvP, and I think loads of people won't be, I hate you.
I'd say probably 75% of people aren't. Maybe if you take us 4.
Oh, brilliant. I love that. Basically what Niantic did was season 1 to 7, right? We've had the same Stardust rewards when it comes to GBL. Whether you win 1 battle, win 5 battles, whatever the situation is, you always get the same amount of Stardust. Anyway, at the end of season 7, they announced season 8. You know, the move changes, the different cups, that kind of thing is what they normally do every season, as I'm sure you're all aware. But what they did is that they announced loads of different sort of Stardust events. So we're going to have a double Stardust event. We're going to have a triple Stardust event in regards to GBL. So obviously the player base gets hyped. I mean, come on, we fucking love Stardust, right?
Yeah, all Stardust events are good.
Exactly, Milo. And then after a few days into season 8, someone, and I feel really bad, I should really have found out their name, but somebody on Reddit basically posted and said, guys, I'm finding something a bit weird here. It kind of feels like the Stardust that I was getting and what I'm used to getting is it's kind of been nerfed a bit. Anyway, cut the long story short, because I don't want to bore you all with PvP because Ian's already falling asleep, is that what we worked out as a community was that Pokemon Go cut the Stardust rewards in half for season 8. So then when we get the triple and the double Stardust events, that basically equals what we normally got from season 1 to 7.
That's a big con.
As a con.
And I've seen them do some crazy stuff, but this was probably, I would say, the most deceiving thing that I've ever seen them fucking do.
That is the dodgiest shit.
And as well, like I said, Zionic, a huge Go Battle League creator, and a few of other big content creators for PvP touched on it. And as soon as, the word got round, they put out a tweet and they literally immediately put the Stardust back to normal. And then a few days later, well, actually, I say a few days later, this was yesterday as we're recording this, they tweeted out, and this is their blog post. They said, trainers, we have increased the Stardust rewards for Go Battle League to match the amount of awarded at the end of season 7. The initial reduction, are you ready for this? Was an oversight.
Yeah.
We've been caught out. We apologise for the inconvenience caused. And they go on about compensation, but in a nutshell, it's not an oversight, is it? That is not a fucking mistake. I'm sorry.
You don't accidentally perfectly code in, right, let's just halve the Stardust.
Exactly.
Stardust isn't, it would be a bit more believable if everything got halved. Like, I don't know, you got half the number of, I don't know what you get in GB. I know you can get like 1 TM or something, but if you picked up some berries or something, you got 50% of the berries. Stardust is kind of the only currency you can get, isn't it, in the rewards, because you get a Pokemon. You can't encounter half of a Pokemon.
Well, I was looking.
That's not possible.
That makes more sense, because when I was looking at Niantic support, all I saw were tweets about Stardust, and I was going, "What's this about? I don't understand this."
Yeah, Marky boy, it was big, bro. It was big.
The reason I didn't understand it was, I do apologise. I was looking at my records from season 7 to season 8, and I've won more battles already in season 8 than I did in season 7. And my Stardust was sort of on a par, so I didn't think it had been nerfed in any way. So I found it really strange. But now obviously I saw there's loads of things, and they've admitted to it basically by saying it was an oversight. They've admitted to it. So what happens then? So all the Stardust that people have missed out on, are they getting that back in one direction?
So what there is that they have compensated, and I think what happens is that at the end of season 8, I think, like I said, I scanned over it before the podcast, but I think at the end of season 8, when you claim your rank and you claim your rewards and whatever you get at the end of the season, wherever you've ended up, they're going to double the Stardust amount. But at the end of the day, like that's it. It's for me, it's not about the, as we said earlier, inverted commas, oversight. It's not about the oversight. It's not about the Stardust. It's not about the tweet out apologizing for a mistake that wasn't a mistake. It's how fucking muggy can this company be? Like, for real, let's just be honest for a second. Like, how fucking deceiving as a company can you be? And let me tell you, and I've said this before, I said this last week when we were talking about GBL a little bit, the PvP community is so huge and so protective and so loyal to Niantic. Like, how do they think it's a good idea in the boardroom to be like, oh, let's do this and no one's going to fucking find out?
I don't get that.
Let's fuck over the PvP players who already cope with all of the bugs, the lag, the whatever, the glitches.
Which, by the way, still isn't fixed, and we're nearly basically 2 years in to fucking GBL in the new year. Still, the lag is the worst it's ever been.
What we'll say is that I think this is the first and only time that they have immediately fixed something.
No, Milo, I have to disagree. I'm telling you, bro, it was Zionic's video and it got like 60,000 views in less than 24 hours. If he never posted
I was one of them, can you believe it?
Yeah, and I liked it.
Milo.
If it wasn't for that video, sorry to interrupt you, bro, I honestly, on my mother's life, if it wasn't for that video or no other content creator created a video, they would not have made any. And this is why the whole oversight bullshit pisses me off, because I see people on Twitter that are like, oh, thank God, it's so nice they apologized. And I'm like, listen, bruv, they're only fucking apologizing because
their hand was forced.
Because everyone on Twitter is like, make sure you apologize. It's oversight. Fuck off. Mistake. Fuck off.
Yeah. Ian, what do you think?
I made a commitment to myself a while ago that I'm not going to slag Niantic off. Yes, it's sneaky, but they're not doing anything really. And I know you're all going to hate me for this, but they're not doing anything really that any other business hasn't done or won't do in the future. I mean, you've only got to walk into... It
doesn't mean it's right, though.
It doesn't mean it's right. No, it doesn't. And I'm not here for an argument, but it happens in business. It happens in games. It happens in retail. How often have you walked into a store, you've seen a TV, it's 200 quid, then you'll walk in the next week and it's 250, just so they can put it down again the following month in a sale and say, save 50 quid. It happens all the time.
Yeah. It's weird though, because
I'm not saying it's right, but it does happen all the time.
No. I know. I just that TV analogy. I hear what you're saying, and I agree. You are right, but I just don't. I can't. I'm trying to. For me, it doesn't fit into the same analogy.
You're one of these people. You're emotionally involved though, so you're just going to go, oh, they're ripping me off. They're ripping me off. It's not right, but it does happen all the time in business.
No. I hear what you're saying, and it's not. No, you are right, Ian. I am emotionally involved.
He's crying inside.
No,
Coops. How? I mean, you talk about it, and it is. Now you've explained it, and now it makes sense. The volume of comments or something like that. I get that completely. That's bad. It would be really bad if we don't have the double Stardust and triple Stardust events now moving forward. You can imagine it, can't you? Shit, we've been caught, right? Let's just get it back to normal. We'll sort the events out in season 9. You can fucking see it.
No, Marky boy, I do love you, but no, Ian, mate, I hear what you're saying, and you are right. I hear what you're saying. It happens all the time, not in business, in life. It happens in life with
That's
friends.
True,
I get it, but I just think to myself, how much money they earn on an and let's not even say daily, let's say hourly basis, and when they do stuff like this, like I just don't agree with it. And I honestly, mate, I think it's pathetic.
I think you genuinely believe that they're trying to make you look like a twat, and I'm sure they're not thinking, oh, we're gonna really.
Let's go with your TV analogy. Okay, the TV analogy is going with, I guess, the market, and the company that sells the TV would make more money in that way if they sell the TV for a higher price one week and then whatever, and they fluctuate the price. Niantic earn and gain fuck all from messing with the Stardust rules.
Agreed. Yes.
There is no benefit to them.
Yep.
If anything, it's going to make people want to not put a premium pass into the premium track for GBL, so they'll lose money. I don't know. It's such a weird thing. I mean, in my head, when I heard that, I'm thinking, like, if they'd done that with like Raid XP or something, when they said, oh, you're getting bonus Raid XP through the last season of Legends, and it was 1.25 times, but wait a minute, we've nerfed the amount of XP you get from Legendary Raid, so it's only 5,000, not 10,000.
Yep.
So actually, you only earn 75%.
And that's what I'm saying. When you're more emotionally involved, it affects you more.
I think everybody would lose their shit. Rightfully so.
So Ian, obviously, I know, like we joke about this all the time. I know that especially you. I think PvP is not even. It's not even in your mind.
That's not true. I actually do. Like I said last week, I don't hate PvP.
That's me you're thinking of.
No, but I just want you to see it from let's say an emotionally attached GBL X legend. I want you to see it from our point of view as players that invest every single day.
I do, and that's why I said it's not right. right. I did say that. I said it's not right. And when you're emotionally involved, you are going to have these reactions. The fact that they admitted that they fucked up and got caught out, it shows you that they did it on purpose. It wasn't a mistake.
Yeah. And I think that's what I was saying earlier. That's what winds me up when people are like, "Oh yeah, but they apologise." I'm like, no, they literally put that out. And the word oversight for people that's
the wrong word. It isn't an oversight. Yeah.
In a nutshell, oversight means mistake. If you want to, you could brush it off. It literally means a mistake. We fucked up. That's what it means. I just feel like in this game, it's like they get into the bubble and they think, how are we going to make our players happy? They're like, no, we don't care about that. How can we make them really fucking pissed off and sad? Let's do that. Let's do that one.
Somebody pulling some strings, thinking, what can we do to fuck them over now?
And it's just like when can they get it into their thick head that if your players are happier, we spend more money, you earn more money, and everybody's happier and more people. Like I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And one of the Patreon members is just writ, since it happens all the time, it makes it much more important to be vigilant and show them players aren't dumb enough to tolerate crap like this. Hopefully this can send a message to Niantic, and I hope so too. But do I think it's going to? Of course it's not going to. How many things have they done like this, boys, in the past? How many things?
This week.
They also don't listen to this week. They don't actually listen to some sensible suggestions. You know, there's bigger content creators who have, suggested bits and pieces for them to put into the game, and they haven't done them. But I remember, I think it was statistically proven on the Sylph Road for the early part of 2021. I think they nerfed the shiny rate a little bit for legendary raids. I remember looking at the stats. It used to be about 1 in 20, and then when it was sort of like Mewtwo and all of the raid bosses were cycling through for the build up to the Kanto tour, they brought it up to about a 1 in 35 or something from memory. I might be getting the statistics wrong because I'm going off the cuff here, but there was definitely noticeable evidence to say they'd increased or they lowered in that way the shiny rate from legendary raids. For what reason? Other than to annoy people or make people raid more Mewtwo.
I mean, we know, I'm going to wrap this one up, but we know that their communication is crap. But honestly, for me, it's deceiving. It's so deceiving and unnecessary to your loyal, unbelievably loyal content creators for PvP and the community and the Twitch community and everybody that does GBL. I just think it's so fucking deceiving. And the big word is unnecessary. It was not needed. And you are barefaced lying. You are literally fucking lying to us. And for me personally, you've done a lot of things, Niantic, to me, but I cannot forgive you for this. And your fucking apology pissed me off even more. So if you are listening, you go and you are like Ian and you're like, Coops, get a grip. It's not that deep. I respect that. I respect your opinion. But I'm fully with Zionic on this one. Awful decision, whose ever idea that was. And Ian, because you haven't spoke less, let's spice this up and get a bit of energy in the room, and let's talk about Go-Fest. Niantic did tweet out today a little something. Over to you.
Yeah, today Niantic sent out a tweet with an image. And that image, or that silhouette, I should say, was of the mythical Pokemon Meloetta. Now, we did say this a few weeks ago, didn't we, that we thought it might be that, with it being a musical theme. And yeah, Meloetta, it potentially could be a very interesting Go-Fest, purely because Meloetta has two forms.
Yeah, it does. It does indeed.
We have the Aria form and the Pirouette form.
Yes. There's also something else on that image which people have pointed out quite clearly. Well, we don't know, this is speculating, but on the image there are 3 sets of what look like shiny sparkle images that you see on a shiny Pokemon when it's in your storage in the game.
Yeah, I saw that.
You've got the 3 stars, and there are three of them in the image of varying sizes. So if they dropped shiny Meloetta, that would be the very first mythical to be immediately shiny released, and it's the first mythical we would get with, in research, more than one form, because obviously we've had Genesect in raids and Deoxys.
Now, genuinely, that might just be a background, or it could be a very cryptic hint, but it
could be
quite prominent, isn't it, on the image?
Yes, yeah, but that's really cool. That's really, really cool.
I reckon they put it there, but they're lying. It's not actually going to be.
But it's not a lie, is it? It's part of the pattern of the background.
What have we just talked about? We've talked about Niantic being, bit of bastards and stuff. Like, they probably just put that on there to go, haha. not today.
I've
Well,
got
exactly. It's a teaser,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's a teaser.
Yeah.
It's a teaser. Like I don't know if there's a link between the rock star, the pop star Pikachu, and the two forms of it. And I wouldn't.
Oh, good call, Mark.
Oh,
Surprised.
actually, yeah.
That might. Well, yeah, good call.
But you might have some people could get one of the forms, and others might. Be
Oh
able to
my
get the
god.
other.
Can you imagine if you picked you just thought I want the Pikachu with that costume and you ended up getting a Meloetta form you didn't
my
want?
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine that.
Marky boy, are you calling that then?
I'm gonna call that. Yeah, I'm calling that.
I think that's a good
Interesting.
that's
a
an
good
interesting
call, I think.
suggestion. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. Spicy.
I know we like predicting the future. Has anybody else got any? calls
Yeah,
they
I
wanna make
have.
about-
In some of the data mines, I've been talking about branched codes for quests. So it could be that as you do your research quest during the Go-Fest research, it could veer you towards one or the other, depending on which route you take.
Ooh.
All right. There you go. Marky boy's done one. Ian's done one. Milo, are you going to take one?
No.
You did the shiny, didn't you, Milo? You did the shiny.
I've done shiny, I guess.
Coops,
That's right.
are you going to do one?
I was going to say, that's right, Milo. Just download Tinder.
Can you imagine Milo swiping through Tinder and he's like, oh, it's a shiny one.
Oh, it's funny. No, mate, Ian. I apologise to let you down, bruv. I have got no guesses for the com day.
Milo's gone really
Oh, my
shiny
God.
himself.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
Sadly.
yeah. He's blushing.
Oh,
Before
why
we do
wouldn't
move
I?
on to another segment that I don't sort of particularly enjoy, can you not believe that for the next community day, we actually all might be together? Can we just take a moment?
Well, yes, because Mark laid down a challenge to us, didn't he?
He
On
did,
Sunday.
he did.
Mark, would you like to tell everyone what your challenge was?
Yeah. So this was in the lead up to the community day. So me and my wife were having a bit of a chat, and we were sort of talking ahead of the community day. And Lisa said to me, she goes, "Do you know what would be really good? Is getting the boys together so they can experience a slightly different com day." And as we all know, we'll get the clanger out there. We're talking about the rural.
I'll bring a cowbell.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could do that. So that was one of my motivations.
I'll bring my udders.
But that was one of the motivations behind hitting it hardcore. Was
I got your milkies.
Oh, God.
Be careful, that's not milk.
they come from the other udder.
Sorry, Mark. Sorry.
The one udder.
The one that.
How do you know I've not got two?
well, we might all know if that's the case after the next community day. But the point was, that's why I hit it hard, because I wanted to make it actually sellable, but actually at the same time it's very different, and that was the whole point. So I think everyone loves a challenge, everyone loves a shiny challenge, and I think how much more rewarding would it be in a completely different scenario where you can't just look ahead of yourself and walk, you have to dodge molehills and cowpats and all that stuff. So bring it on, boys.
We're ready, bro. We are absolutely ready. And all of us, to be fair, we said we were ready in it, boys. We were like, let's
We
do
were
it.
down for a challenge. Down
Absolutely.
for a challenge.
Yeah, and the fact
100%.
I'm quite confident that if I hadn't run out of balls, I'd have got over 1,000 catches. So do you know what? That ain't too bad. So there's enough to play around with there.
We'll make sure we stock up on balls.
Coops, sorry. Do you mind? There's some news that's popped up in the game. Some fresh news has just dropped while we're recording this episode. Shadow Ho-Oh is going to be Giovanni's next Shadow Pokemon, which is, I think it's going to look really badass, to be honest, but it's here. Bloody hell, it's here for a long time. It's here from June the 17th until September the 1st. That's
Oh,
wow.
Jesus.
long
Oh,
fucking time.
wow.
So you can take it easy on this, but there's going to be fresh research that spawns in on June 17th, and you can work your way through it to eventually get Shadow Ho-Oh. But finally, a new Shadow Legendary is coming. It's been freaking forever. Forever.
Yeah.
I am
yeah.
buzzing to get my Shadow Ho-Oh, which is a 247 IV.
That's going to be.
Now, some say if Niantic interns were greedy, deceiving, and barefaced liars, they could never get a job working part-time for Pokemon Go. So why not employ them full-time? It's Ask the Intern. Ask the intern.
we've been going through, and as I said earlier, Niantic support for the best ones, and we've got a little selection today, not a lot, just a little selection. So this one was actually sent directly to me. So this is one that was put in my direction. At Niantic Help, I tried to log in, but I can't close this window. I tried to uninstall and install again, but it doesn't work. And what they've got is they've got the loading screen with the yellow triangle on. Basically, on this image, it's a look where you're walking, or else you're going to trample over some daisies. Looking at the image, someone's gone, "Sorry for the trouble, Peter. Our team has investigated similar reports when Pokemon Go becomes unresponsive and locks the player into the Do Not Trespass or Do Not Drive warning screen. This should be resolved in an upcoming release. Please check your DM for more info." So, in a nutshell, you're fucked. How I read that. You're screwed, aren't you? But you're not going to log in until we've updated the game. So
can you imagine if that had happened at the weekend?
Well,
oh my god!
At least it's only 4 hours ago that was sent. Imagine if that was on there, like you said, the Friday before.
That was on Community Day. It would have been awful.
Invader Waffle sent me this one as well direct. So I had two sent to me directly. So, but they messaged, "Your game isn't working and completely crashed when I had a Mottram box active." Niantic said, "Sorry for the delay in getting back to you, trainer." So this was, let me look at this, 2 days later, or 2 and a bit days later, actually. "Sorry for the delay in getting back to you, trainer. There was a minor issue. However, it was quickly resolved. Please restart the app and try again. Make sure you're connected to a stable network. Let us know if you need anything else that needs our attention, or if you find anything else that needs our attention." To which Invader Waffle said, "Niantic and its amazing services. The game had crashed for 2 hours that day and I was unable to catch any Meltan from my box. They contacted me 2 days later just to tell me to restart my game." And obviously the Meltan box has long gone by that point.
Yeah.
Ridiculous from Niantic support.
I'm going to sound quite negative here. So you've lost your Meltan box, but you can have another one in like a few days. Just like send something to Pokemon Home.
Ian, you're cancelled tonight, bro.
Yeah.
You're so far up Niantic's arse. I don't even want you on next
He's
week.
actually an imposter. That's what he is.
Yeah. He takes off his mask. He's like, "I'm actually John Hankey."
Surprise, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Surprise, motherfuckers.
Surprise.
Lucky boy, jokes aside, though, I got a raid pass for him this week because I know you got one last week, didn't you? Yeah.
Lag was absolutely unreal today. Tried both WLAN and LTE Plus. Unable to fast attack after opponents' charge moves. In brackets, they were fine after mine. Also, the 3-2-1 go happens and the fight starts. And I haven't even seen the animations of what Pokemon the opponent plays yet. To which Niantic support have gone, "We're sorry to hear about your Go Battle League experience, trainer. We're working on similar issues to help improve the gameplay experience. For more insights, check here. Me and Mum will share a few possible tips via DM. Please take a look."
We're sorry about every issue in GBL. It will continue for the foreseeable future.
And there we go. That was Niantic's best support responses to those stricken trainers.
You know, we always say we prefer the actual people's tweets to them. Anyway, it's now time for Shinies of the Week. Shinies of the Week.
Okay, so Shines of the Week, we've had a lot to go through this week, so I'm not going to go through every single one, otherwise we would be here for the whole 4 hours, but we've got a few good ones to go through. And we're going to start with Andrew, one of our Patreon members, Furby, who got a shiny Snorlax.
Winner.
Man,
Raiding whilst listening to the podcast.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Bloody lucky, Jesus.
Let's
Congratulations.
just say that part of the terms and conditions is he needs to trade that to one of us.
Yes.
It's Coops' episode, so I'm guessing it would be over to him.
No, I don't know.
There's enough Snorlax to go around.
He'd delete it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Our next shiny of the week is Pogo Milo UK, who got a shiny Voltorb whilst listening to
Why
the
are you
podcast
including me?
Are you being serious? Are you actually?
Why
Why are you including me in this?
Oh, well done, Milo. I did see that, actually. Well done,
I'm
mate.
doing it to
Masterful
embrace the
27 got a shiny Lady Bar.
Hold
Whilst
on, what
listening
is?
to episode 17 of Incensed podcast.
Coops didn't get one, so we move on.
Coops didn't post, but Coops never puts anything on the hashtag Incensed podcast. But getting on to a more serious note, Caroline Marty, shiny Slowpoke, and shiny Caterpie, 1 minute apart.
Oh,
And
damn.
one check in between them.
Wow.
I mean,
Nice.
how could I not put that in there?
That's
That
incredible.
is crazy look.
Congrats.
Connor Cook, shiny Skarmory. My gut was telling me not to click on this. Now, I don't know about you guys. If I don't want something to be shiny, I won't click on it full stop.
Yeah.
He needs to Skarmory XL.
Exactly. A shiny is a shiny. Karina Big Butt, shiny Slowbro, caught this whilst listening to the podcast from last week, has spawned 2.
Oh, wild one. Nice.
And the next one takes the gold medal this week.
Man, keep those pauses in. Keep
the only person to use the new hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Oh my God.
Nobody else did.
Well done.
One person did. Chris Hayden. Now get ready for this because there's a little bit to go through. Hundo Alolan Grimer, shiny Sableye, shiny Slowbro. Okay, gents, you all brought me some great shiny luck in just one short hour. These were all while listening to the podcast.
Wow.
Your podcast is a shiny magnet. By the way, the Grimer was a hatch.
Wow.
But that
Mad
is the
shit.
absolute winner in my book for this week.
Ian, how are we spelling shinies of the week? Because I know the word shinies is a bit controversial. To how you
Shiny
spell it.
is simple. If you go back to your English lessons, shinies is a plural, so it ends IES. So it's SHINIES.
Oh, he tried to be funny and he fucked.
Okay, we're going to do the spelling bee thing. Right, we're going to go back. Hashtag SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. Shinies of the week.
I like that. That was good. I wanted some dramatic music behind that.
We'll put some in.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it makes me laugh. Like sometimes I've said that and people are like, no, that says shinies. It doesn't say
No,
shinies.
shinies. Plural.
Boys, talking of shinies, I know we got the shiny Slowpoke in the gallery. I got absolutely nothing.
Nothing here. Absolutely nothing here.
No shinies. I did get a Hundo, though.
Oh, what was the Hundo, Milo?
Grimer.
Oh, give over. Seriously.
Nice.
That's
Are
actually
you being
mad.
serious? Are
Yeah,
you being
dead mad.
serious?
Yeah,
Look
look.
what I hatched on my drift, Milo.
Hey. Oh, man. We got
See,
one
both got
form each.
Hundos.
Yeah.
We got a form each.
Yeah.
So Mark has hatched the Alolan Hundo Grimer,
Yeah.
and I've got myself a Kanto Hundo Grimer.
That's
Nice.
Cheers to that, Mark.
Cheers
Marky
to
Now
boy.
you both have got a kiss. Imagine.
Next
imagine.
OnlyFans.
Hashtag July Community Day.
Yeah.
For really, bro, for really. Before we finish today's episode, though, we do want to say a massive thank you to our wonderful Patreon members for being a part of the Incensed podcast family. Talking about family, I did say incensed and not incest. I did say the right
could've
word.
gone
We
wrong.
say
That
that
could've
for the
gone wrong.
OnlyFans as well, don't we?
Yeah, that could have gone really, really wrong. But please do support us if you can by downloading the podcast, following the podcast, and maybe giving us a cheeky 5-star rating. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Incensed Podcast. Have an amazing week and good luck with hunting those mons. But for now, take care. God bless.